glue all of your little maps together of all your airplane routes, you're going to find that there's no way to glue all of those maps together without all of your maps forming into a sphere.
Do you think that's a convincing argument that, oh, take these plane routes, and then okay, who gave you those time periods or whatever the case might be? There's too many like
You can go and
variables.
ride on those planes yourself, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's not convincing. Like people have ridden on planes and said they've seen curvature, right? And then what they're talking about is they saw the fisheye lens view of curvature or whatever, and then
Okay,
they're
I can
still gonna give
calculate
you
what a
they're
fisheye
gonna give
lens does.
look, they're gonna still give you the laser test done from this place to that place and no curvature. You still have to it's basically like you have to refute the observations based
I can
as opposed
I can
to give them
look,
some
I can
alternate
if you
position
give
or
me
alternate observance.
if you give me the
Excuse
data
me.
from those laser tests, I can carry out that analysis.
No, no, listen. You have to refute and debunk their observations instead of like posing or proposing a separate observation as the true observation, because then all you're going to say is that you have these two observations that are in contention.
Doesn't
You're
he
not
want to
going to
see
say
their observation?
No. You're
Isn't
not
that what he's asking
understanding.
for?
Concrete, you're not look, the way to
you
reach
said you said look at all of these flight maps and then boom, you're going to get a globe, right? That's a
up,
separate observation than what they're presenting to you. So
right,
you
and
were
I
just
just and
you just
you
have
just said
you still have a contest. You don't have a
right,
refutation of their position.
and you
Go ahead.
said, look, so first of all, there's such a thing as the principle of total evidence. Even if we put that aside, which we shouldn't, but if we do,
Yeah, what's the principle of total evidence? Don't skip past
principle of
that.
total evidence says that if you want to evaluate a hypothesis, you should evaluate that evidence. You should evaluate that hypothesis in light of the total evidence. If they leave out all the stuff about flights and so on, then they're leaving out some bit of evidence. They're not evaluating their hypothesis
No,
against the total
they're
evidence.
not leaving it out. They're saying there is some contention between what is being said by the physicists, what is being said by the astronauts, what is being said by your observation, and what is being said by their observations.
Yeah,
That's what's happening right now.
if you give me their laser data, I can carry out the analysis properly and show them why it is that they're getting the results they're getting and why it is that it's consistent with a round Earth.
Wait, so if there is supposed to be a curvature at a particular distance, I think it's like I don't know what it is,
They always give the
and
wrong
there
numbers.
whatever they do, let's just say they got it right.
I think it's like 6
Let,
or 8
let's
inches per mile, right?
I don't know what it is exactly. Let's say that they got the calculations right for what the curvature is supposed to be. They're gonna say that this laser test should not have been capable of
Right,
occurring,
and then
which is to say,
the question is if I
okay.
carry out the calculations of their data again and do it properly, do I get the same answer as they get? Other people have already done that, and you can look that up for yourself. And the answer is no, you don't get what they get.
Okay, so you're saying that their laser test, which is supposed to shoot a laser to a far off target, that target then bounces it back to the laser to show that there is a straight line of, a straight pathway in between those 2 points. And you're saying that you can take that observation, take that experiment, and show them how there is some object stopping the path,
I'm
or that
saying that
it
I'm
never hit,
look,
or that it
okay,
never hit the
concrete.
target.
There's two possibilities here. One possibility is that they're carrying out the analysis correctly and that they did actually show the Earth is flat. That's not the possibility that you or I endorse. Or is that they're simply doing the calculations wrong. And what I am claiming is that they are doing the calculations wrong. Not only am I claiming that, but I'm claiming that if you go and look up people who have, like, if you look up skeptics who have analyzed those laser measurements, you'll find out that people have already redone those calculations and shown that the flat earthers aren't doing it correctly.
Again, with
I
this laser
actually
test, I don't understand how that could happen. But
so
let me just say
my
this real quick. Let me just
yeah,
say
go
this real
for
quick.
it.
So there's a third option, which is to say that it's not flat, that the Earth is just bigger than what was
Yeah,
originally
but that no,
calculated.
but that's just to say that they're not doing the calculations correctly.
This is worse than
What are you
Billy
talking about?
content.
All right, Converse, you're reminded.
If
What
they're
are you
not
talking about?
if
Converse,
they're
Converse
not
says this.
calculating
He says
if
they
the
just
Earth
simply disagree with you. But that reminds me of that movie, Ron Burgundy, when they said San Diego means a whale's vagina. And then she said, "Oh no, I think it's San Diego." And he's like, "Well, I guess we'll just agree to disagree." I mean, that's essentially what you're saying. It's like in the face of real evidence, they go, "Well, I just disagree with you." But that doesn't mean anything. And that's not interesting. That's just trivial. It's like
I
saying
just take
in
that
the
to
face of
be.
real evidence,
Thanks, John.
I'm just going to disagree. That doesn't make
I,
any.
j- I
That's
just take that.
ludicrous.
I just take that to be an uncharitable interpretation of what's going on. So go
look,
ahead, Jay.
concrete. You said that the possibility that you have in mind that you want to endorse is that the radius of the curvature of the Earth is larger than the flat earthers are including in their calculations. Fine. But that just means that they're not doing their calculations correctly. Were they to do their calculations correctly, they would they would use the radius of the Earth that you are suggesting, right? In other words, all
No,
you have done is to suggest that their analysis is wrong, and you have suggested a particular way in which their analysis is wrong.
no.
Can
Look,
I just quickly ask for someone to change my name from Billy VC Rapist?
so no. What I'm saying is, and I think what they are saying is, we have observations that contradict the globe Earth model. Now, I don't go to the reason why that is because the Earth is flat. I will say the reason why that might be is because the Earth is bigger than the what we originally calculated. Now, what you're trying to say is that they don't have any observances or observations. They don't have any observations that contradict the globe model, and I'm saying I don't think that's the case. That's an
Okay,
easy hand wave.
Concrete, do you think that there are true contradictions?
Not in the actual world. Maybe in
Okay,
some
so
other
there's
like
no
abstract.
contradictions in the actual there's no contradictions in the actual world, but yet you made the claim that their observations contradict the globe model. Do you think that the Earth is a globe?
Look, the globe model is not like the actual world. That's like an approximation to
Do you think
the
that the Earth
someone's
is a
best.
globe?
I have no reason not to believe it. Like, what do you? I don't understand. Like,
Okay,
what
so
is
if
my
you think that the
position
Earth
on
is
this? What does my
concrete, if
position on
you
this
think
change about what they believe? Like, do you think? Anyway,
that
go ahead.
doesn't matter.
Just tell me what you're getting to.
If you think that there are no true contradictions in the world, and you think that the Earth is a globe, then you must also think that their calculations or their data or their whatever does not contradict the Earth being a globe.
It doesn't have to contradict the Earth being
Your
a globe in
statement was that
order
it
for
contradicted the
it
Earth
to.
being a globe.
No, you're changing my words. So I said
Oh,
contradict
this
the
is the
globe
words you
model. The globe model. So if you
okay.
if you if you have a model of something that isn't the thing that you're calculating, right? That isn't the thing,
So
right?
okay, let
There's
me
a
get this
difference
straight.
between the
You
globe
think
and the globe model. Do you agree?
okay, yeah. Let me try to
Okay.
repeat
All right,
back to you
cool.
what I think you're saying. You think that the radius or that the curvature of the Earth as reported in textbooks is wrong, but the Earth is actually much larger, and so the radius of curvature is different than what's recorded in textbooks. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it could be the case. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grant their observations, and I'm going to grant all the other observations, and I'm going to say, if we were to harmonize these things, it would just simply be that the Earth is bigger than we thought. Now, do you think
Yeah,
that's an
if
unreason?
if
Do you wait? Let me ask you this question: Do you think that's unreasonable that the Earth is bigger than we thought?
I think he would deny premise 1.
This
Wait,
is
no,
I'm,
just
so
I
I
wouldn't.
just want
Look,
to ask
I'm
this
not on
question:
board
do
with
you
this
think
train.
that that's unreasonable? The
If
Earth
I
is bigger
granted
than we thought.
everything else that you just said, which I don't grant, then yeah, it would be reasonable. But the problem is, it's
Okay,
not
cool.
reasonable because I don't grant everything you said.
Well, I don't care. Like, look, at the end of the day, what we're dealing with is human observations and humans, best methods of approximating or trying to figure out what is going
And the
on.
flat earthers don't
And
do that
humans,
correctly.
I don't agree with you. I think that they are
Well,
just as diligent or more diligent in these matters than you are. Like, in
okay, well,
fact, I've had
Concrete.
I'd like to respond
conversations.
to that.
I've
I'm happy to respond to
Okay,
that.
wait, let me just finish my statement real quick. I know I'm talking slow, but I've spoken to flat earthers who would probably run circles around you regarding
Concrete,
the
you're a
different
moron.
aspects.
Everyone knows that. How are you able to
Yeah,
judge these
they're gonna
questions?
run circles around you, and I would bring that person in here, and you wouldn't be able to keep up with them regarding the
Oh my
calculations.
god.
Look, I don't. What you're trying to do now is you're trying to, like, swagger your way out of this, but it's still gonna be the
Concrete, you know,
case that
All
Concrete,
right.
you know spiritual
it's
trigonometry?
still gonna be the case that you're not gonna be able to defend yourself.
Concrete,
Um, you're
do
not
you
gonna be
know
able to
spiritual
accurately
trigonometry?
defend the model. You're not gonna have all the data. You're not gonna delve into all the particulars, and you're gonna get mollywopped if you were to get in a debate with a
Concrete,
prepared flat earther.
concrete.
Now we
Do
can
you
easily
know
figure this
spherical
out.
trigonometry?
we can
Answer the
easily
question.
figure we can easily figure this out, right? Would you
Do you
be
know
willing to
spherical
debate
trigonometry?
would you be willing to debate a flat earther, yes or no?
No.
Exactly, thank you.
Not
Okay,
because they would
why
beat
are
me,
you
because it's a
filibustering?
fucking waste
I
of my
just want to
time. No,
respond to what you said.
do you know spherical trigonometry? Yes or no?
Jesus, I didn't even know spiritual trigonometry existed.
It does. It's trigonometry in the surface of a sphere. It's literally what pilots and boat captains and everyone else fucking uses if
I've
you want
got
to figure out
Presupposing spheres.
on the Earth.
I've got a degree in mathematics, and it is done. But Concrete, do you advocate William
Now,
Blake?
wait, hold on real quick.
Not William
So that
Blake. Do you advocate
No, no,
William
but guys,
James's
but
epistemology?
so
hang
let
on.
me ask
It's
you.
not.
So the trigonometry that you appeal to, is that in between college algebra and calculus for business? Is that covered within those topics, yes or no?
No.
Okay, then no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Now,
then
does that in
in
any
that
way
case,
change?
concrete.
Does
Stop.
that in any way or shape or form change the fact that you most likely would not be able to defend the globe model against a well-prepared flat earther? Does that in any way, shape, or form change that? Or do you think that you are prepared to defend the globe model against a well-prepared flat earther? Which one is
Stop
it?
with this fucking posturing. Look, here's the point.
I'm posturing?
Yes,
Really?
you don't know
Really?
what you're talking about.
Because you couldn't defend the globe model against a well prepared flat earther, and that you
I
would
didn't
get
say that.
mollywopped, and I would I will find them, I will bring them to you, and I'll watch you get mollywopped. I'm the one fucking posturing.
You don't know
So
how to judge this
if you're
question.
not posturing, why don't you engage in a conversation with somebody on the topic, since you're so fucking well informed in?
This is a waste of my time.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up then, right here, right now.
You don't know how to
Shut the
judge.
fuck up
Well,
right
like-
here,
No.
right now.
No.
If it's a waste of
You
your
don't
time,
know.
shut the fuck up.
Concrete, unless you know spherical trigonometry, you should not be talking about
Shut
this
the
topic.
fuck up unless you're
No, I
willing
will
to get
not
into the
do
debate
that.
arena. Then it's not a waste of your time, because you seem to be still doing it. And
No,
you want
I'm
to do it
debating
against
you,
somebody
and
who's
I am
not
showing
prepared.
that you
And
do
you want to
not
do it
know
against
what the
somebody
fuck
who's
you're
not
talking
prepared.
about.
Why don't you
You
do it
are a
against somebody
fucking
who is
moron,
prepared?
and you need to be put in your
Why
place.
don't you do it against somebody who is prepared?
Sit the fuck down,
you're
you
a
stupid
bitch.
man.
Because you're a bitch. That's why.
Fuck
You
you.
don't want to do it against somebody prepared.
This is
You want
what
to
you
sit
guys
here
wanted, huh?
in your shadows,
This is what you guys
in your
wanted?
little closet,
Yeah.
and you don't want to actually
This
deal
is
with
what you
somebody who's
fuckers
prepared.
wanted?
Why?
Come
Because
back
you're
to
a
me when you
coward.
actually know spherical
Because you're a
trigonometry, and you can
coward.
actually judge
Because
any
you're
of
a
these questions.
coward.
Say it
Thank you.
again. Say it again, Concrete. Say it again,
hell.
Concrete.
And
Say it
since
again,
you asked
Concrete.
so
Say it
nicely,
again, Concrete. Say it again,
because you
Concrete.
asked so
Say it again,
nicely,
Concrete.
Gus,
Say it again,
Because you asked
Concrete.
so nicely, Gus.
Say it
Why
I'll
don't you
again,
say it
fucking
again.
Concrete.
shut up?
I will.
Fill the
I
air with
will.
words, Concrete.
I
Don't
will.
think whatever you do.
I
Fill the air with
will.
words,
Thank
Concrete.
you. Since you asked so
Fill the air with words,
nicely,
Concrete.
since
Fill
you
the air
asked
with
so
words, Concrete.
nicely,
Fill the air
let me
with
say
words,
it,
Concrete.
Gus. Let me
Fill
do
the air with
it.
How am
words,
I?
Concrete.
All right.
How am
He
I
doesn't
on
want
the
to let me do it.
How does
How
it
am I on
feel?
the same level as Concrete? Why
You're
do
not.
people put me on the same level as
You're
Concrete?
not. You're
Why
not.
are you talking
Trust
right
me.
now?
You're not.
Look, don't be mad at me because Jay Meslier wanted to
Don't be
talk
mad at you
shit
because you're an obstinate cunt.
about flat Earth,
Because you're
and
an
I
obstinate
showed
cunt.
him that is
Because you're
actual
an obstinate
legitimate
cunt.
argument. Oh, let me lower Gus.
Because
I
you're an
forgot we could do
obstinate
that on
cunt.
this app.
Oh, wait,
Gus wants
wait,
to
wait.
get in there. Same shit he
You know
did.
what'll
Concrete,
happen.
didn't
Same
You know
shit.
what'll
He,
happen. And
same
you know what'll
shit he
happen when
did.
you do
Same
too.
shit he did
And you know
when he.
what'll happen when you do too.
Same shit he
And you know
did
what'll
years
happen when you
ago.
do too.
Thugga
Hey,
thugga
just so you know, if you
motherfucker.
lower people, you're going to get
Doesn't know
booted
what
from
the
the
fuck
room.
is going on.
How do you
Doesn't
fucking
know
feel?
what the
How
fuck
do you
is going
feel when
on.
somebody stop you from saying anything because they fucking fill the air with
All
each
right,
other talk?
Gus.
How does
Sorry,
that
Gus.
feel?
I forgot you're
How does
still a
that
miserable
feel?
cunt.
How's that feel, Oompa Loompa?
A
How's that feel,
miserable
Oompa
cunt.
Loompa?
Oh, you want
How's
to
that
say
feel,
Oompa
Oompa
Loompa?
Loompa?
Oh my
How's that
gosh.
feel, Oompa Loompa?
And then when I start talking personal stuff against you, you're gonna start
What personal
crying and
stuff?
Bro, what are you
everything.
doing?
All right.
What personal
Exactly.
stuff?
There we go. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry, Jay
well,
Meslier, you're a
exactly.
bitch.
There we go.
And yeah.
Hey, Concrete, didn't you bring up Flat Earth and start making claims first that JMez couldn't defeat Flat Earth? Are you sure?
No, what he said
Are
is
you
he
sure?
said
Didn't
that
you
they
start
have
making these
reasonable
claims?
positions.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
He said
No, I'm not.
stupidly said that they have reasonable positions, and when we're trying to press him on that, he just wants to talk over everybody. You say something like, "Oh, they're so prepared," but how can you talk with somebody when you ask them, "Well, what about the people that are up in space?" and they say, "Well, that's just fake," or that there's a super edge force base at the edge of the world that's Antarctic and nobody can go there and nobody's ever there, although there's people there 24/7, 365 days a year. So if you argue with somebody that says in the face of real evidence that it just doesn't exist and you're wrong and that they're lying to you, that's not an honest interlocutor in any way. Who would get mollywopped by anybody who's lying? If you're gonna lie, then that's not being mollywopped. That's just dealing with a piece of shit.
Yeah, so are you prepared to have a debate with a flat earther?
Why are you
If you
asking?
want to have,
You just
I
said
don't
that
know
you're
what the
not
fuck you're
prepared,
talking
Concrete.
about.
So why
I
are you
just said
asking?
you're telling me that they're just so reasonable, and I just pointed out to you that's not reasonable to lie. If you say something to
It's
me
not
like,
reasonable.
"Oh,
What
well,
lie did they tell?
I have a laser that says this," okay, that's a discussion we can have. But if you turn to me and say, "Well, the Antarctic doesn't exist, and it's actually an ice wall around the edge of the Earth," and can we go see it? No, because the United States and other governments are protecting it and don't let anybody go there, which
Yeah,
is
how is that a lie?
insane.
How is that a lie?
Because
Because
people
it's
do
not
every
true.
fucking day.
How do you know it's not
There's
true?
a whole
Because people do it
Because
So
every
we're
look,
day.
literally there right now.
yeah,
Because
so
people
you
do it
live in
every
a
day.
city, I'm sure,
You
that
can
has
literally buy a
areas.
tour to the
Yeah.
if
Antarctic.
that's
So
your standard of evidence, it's like you're just going to
you
say,
live in a.
well, how do you
Let's just
know
have
it's
a
true?
look. Let's bring it down. Like I'm not interested in like personal attacks. For the
Since
record,
when?
Jay Meslier started by calling me an idiot. I did not personally attack
You
him.
started
So
calling
let's just.
people a bitch and all sorts of stuff.
That was
So don't
after the
start in
fact.
on a, I
You
don't want
got
a
your
personal attack. You want to be
look.
called a bitch? I'll call you a
Look.
bitch. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God. You want to be a victim so bad. Anyway,
I
so
don't
let's
want to
just
be a
try to bring
victim.
it
I just
down.
want to point
Let's
out
just
to you
try
that
to bring it down, bro. Because you weren't even in the like exchange, right? So I don't know why you're so upset. So the issue is you were talking about flat earthers. I've spoken to flat earthers. I actually find the topic very interesting. Now, you said, or somebody else said flat earthers are stupid. Well, in my personal experience, the flat earthers that are prepared and that actually believe in this stuff are far from stupid.
But
In
Concrete,
fact, we've
why do
had
you think?
exchanges. In fact, we've had exchanges with
Answer the
flat
fucking
earthers on
question, you
numerous
piece of shit.
occasions. In fact, we've had exchanges with flat earthers on numerous occasions, and Drinkus could attest, and they are far from stupid. So, since it's the case that you think they're so stupid, and since it's the case that you could defend the flat Earth model so well, why don't you engage in an actual debate with an actual flat earther, and then see if you fare well?
Concrete,
Right?
you
Since
don't
it's
know how
so
to judge this
easy,
issue because you
since
don't
it's
have the
so
relevant background.
Do you think
then
a
why don't you
reasonable
engage?
answer?
But
Hold on. Do you think
instead
a
of
reasonable
engaging,
answer?
you just want to sit here amongst your friends in a safe space and talk shit. Now, okay, all right. Cool, no problem.
Concrete.
Do you think it's a reasonable answer to say, hey, the Antarctic is being governed by a secret military cabal of multiple countries, and it's all a secret, and there's nobody really down there? You think that's going to be a reasonable argument to have with somebody? Do you really think that's going to be reasonable? And anybody's going to be like, oh, great, well, let's have a talk about that. It's just a secret, and it's a big secret that nobody knows. And there's a big ice wall keeping all the water from falling off the edge of the earth. And they have reasonable positions to hold for that. Do you think that's reasonable?
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and concede. I agree. There might be some like ridiculous or far-fetched things that are within the flat Earth doctrines, but that still doesn't eliminate the fact that if it's the case you wanted to just deal with the calculations and the physics and all of the other accoutrement of your globe position, you are going to not have an easy time with them, and it wouldn't be just you're stupid as your
Concrete.
opening
You don't have the background to
statement.
judge the issue.
Bro, you keep trying to make this about me. I don't know why. I went to school for business. I'm a businessman.
I'm making it about you
I
because
never
you're the one making the claims right now.
pretended to be a fucking scientist, so I don't know why
You're
you
the
think
one
you're trying to
making
make
the
it about
claim.
me. I don't
You're
know
the
why you
one
think making this about me is gonna like change anything about what's happening and what I'm saying.
because
Right?
you are
So if
making
this
the claim
was
that flat earthers are not
just
wrong.
Concrete says that they have strong arguments, then whatever. But this is not just me making my opinion. It is gonna be whether or not such opinion is gonna be whether or not such observations exist. Do these observations exist that contradict the globe model? Yes. That has nothing to do with my level of education. That has nothing to
It
do with
does.
anything
Whether or not
personally.
you can judge that those
You're an idiot,
observations
bro. Sorry.
contradict anything
You're an
has to
idiot,
do with
bro.
your level of
Sorry.
education.
Sorry, you're an idiot, bro. And I think that
There
you're
we
trying
go.
to
Whether or not you
overcompensate.
can
I
judge
think you're trying to
those measurements
overcompensate because you
has to
chose
do
such a
with
fucking
your education.
bullshit degree to go after. You chose such a bullshit degree to go after, and you like want to overcompensate because you're like fucking relegated to academia or something, and that's fucking boring and fucking not lucrative. I don't know what's going on, but
the one that
if
chose the
I
fucking
chose to
degree
go
and
after the
chasing
bag,
fucking lucre.
you chose to go after the
Yeah,
books.
you chose the degree and
Congratulations.
chasing
And
fucking
now you
lucre.
can have your fucking revenge
And
for
now you're
that
so
I didn't become a
undereducated,
fucking
you don't know
academic. I just
fucking
went to
fluffy
school, got my
calculations
degree,
when you hear
and
them.
fucking went and did my thing. Right.
Concrete,
So
you don't
maybe
know
you're
how to
mad at me.
evaluate
Maybe
the
you're mad
relevant
at me.
data.
Maybe you're mad at business people. I don't know what the fuck, bro.
Oh,
But that has
No,
nothing to do with
I'm
me, right?
telling you
This
that you
topic
don't
is
know how
about
to.
flat Earth. This topic is
Yeah,
about flat Earth. If you want to engage with a flat earther, then you should. If you want to fight against me and tell me how unprepared I am, then I think you're being a bitch coward instead of actually dealing with the real argument. You want to personalize
Well, you should
it,
probably let somebody
right?
else speak, Concrete.
No, we can all speak. We all have a voice. We can
Yeah, but you
all
should be
speak.
right.
yeah,
I
we
can
all
do
do.
whatever I
Speaking though,
want. You still don't
but
need to
it's just you
personalize it.
speaking right now,
You
Concrete.
still
Concrete,
don't
how
need to
many frozen
personalize it.
lasagnas
You
have you
should
eaten this
probably
So
week?
let
here we
somebody
go. So
else
JJ's
speak.
coming in to defend you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Not to
Someone else.
defend, but
You're
to
right.
you should have shut up a fucking minute.
Yeah, I'd just like to comment. There's a really funny video of Jeranism trying to prove flat Earth, but he accidentally proves the curvature.
Yeah, isn't that movie that was
Yeah,
a whole
that's funny.
movie
Yeah,
That's very
a whole
funny.
movie where he commissioned that a special device be built.
So has
And
there
the whole
ever
He
been?
government
spent thousands of dollars on a
and he was
laser
that's
gyroscope.
it. Yep, and
Has the
that was
government ever lied to
and
you?
he didn't
Yes.
try he didn't try
Has the government ever had secret
Oh my
locations on
God,
Earth?
Concrete.
Yes. So I don't see why it's ridiculous.
Concretious, shut
Thank you.
up. Shut up. Shut up.
So Tim, has the government ever lied to you?
Silas.
Well,
Yes
that's
or
your
no?
shortcoming. That's your shortcoming, Concrete, is that
Is my shortcoming?
because those
Oh, okay.
because of those other things, you think that there's reason to think that they might be lying about this other thing.
How is that a
Even though
shortcoming?
there are
How is
other
that a shortcoming?
observations, even though
How is
there
that?
are other
Okay.
what?
You probably let him
How
finish.
is that a
Did
shortcoming?
you want to ask the question before I can answer it
How
again?
is that a
No,
shortcoming?
keep asking the question while I try to answer it.
Why don't you just
dipshit.
answer it? Why don't you just answer it
You
instead
keep
of like
interrupting it.
posturing?
You keep interrupting me
Why
while
don't
I
you
try
just
to answer.
answer it?
There you go.
Fucking fragile bitch.
That's right. I don't know. It's just pointless
Why don't you
talking
just
to this.
answer it?
He's just an idiot.
Yeah, this
Why
is
don't
what they
you just
want,
answer
JJ.
it?
This is the bullshit they want.
You are a fragile bitch. You just want it your way, and you can't just be like a normal human being. It's always got to be fighting. It's always got to be this like fucking toxicity. Just
See,
make your
this
fucking
was
point.
normal human being
Just make your point without being a bitch.
Human beings do.
This was
Is that
me
possible,
being,
JJ?
This was me being a normal human being, trying to let you finish
Tell me
your
how
little
it's a failing, you dumb bitch.
Oh, are you just gonna interrupt again?
You're not gonna answer the question?
I was answering the last question you just asked me.
Tell me how it's a failing.
I was answering one question you asked me,
All right, JJ.
and you interrupted me with another question while I
You're
was
gonna
trying to
cry
answer
like a
the other
bitch.
question.
How old are you?
I'm just informing everybody what a moron you are. I'm actually trying to show you that your tactic is transparent. We see it. You asked a question while it was being. Oh, there he goes.